Welcome into Blue Jays today, where, wow, what a Monday morning it is when you get to wake up after watching your team dismantle the Seattle Mariners on the weekend. I mean, I slept well and I am feeling rested right now. I'm feeling rejuvenated. 40 games in, we're at 500. You would have told me that, you know, a month prior to the season, or even like 4 days ago. I would have been like, no fucking way, but I will take it. Toronto Blue Jays put on a clinic this past weekend, and I think it's just kind of got everybody realizing, like, damn, we still don't really know what this team is, but there are promising signs, and we're going to break into all of that stuff, as well as, of course, looking ahead at this week and everything like that. Welcome in, everybody. I see some broom emojis in the chat. Give me a temperature check right now from you, Adam. I mean, I know that we weren't watching together, but I assume that you were paying attention.
Yeah.
A sweep on the nothing was indicating that would happen.
I thought they were more likely going to get swept than even win one game in this series, and I'm a cynic. I know it. I mean, why wouldn't I be after seeing what the Blue Jays have been doing for the past 2.5 weeks of baseball? But they go out and they sweep, and they sweep because you get contributions from guys that you do not expect. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, Addison Barger's the man. He's on the thumbnail right now. We're going to be talking about him, breaking down his crazy stats. You got Ernie Clement showing up, Miles effing Straw showing up. So it's a collection of dudes down there where the guys at the top still aren't showing up. And that's a series, too, where you didn't have Anthony Santander.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
You really didn't miss his presence. Not like he was doing anything anyways, but you really didn't miss his presence because of how good everybody else was. Also, George Springer, again, hitting a home run. Springer dinger, shout out. But I mean, man, like, yes, it's awesome to see, and it's hype, and I don't want to throw, like, fucking shit all over the parade, but it's like, that's a great weekend series. We're back to 500. We have to keep building off of this and moving forward, and some other guys got to step up, too, like the big boys. They really do.
100%, dude, 100%, but of course, a little bit of celebratory, discussion needs to be had here. I gotta gas this guy up just a little bit. Last 15 days, Toronto Blue Jays, can you guess who is leading the team in average right now, batting average? Last 15 days.
Oh, it's Alejandro Kirk.
It is Alejandro. I posted something about this on our social media just a day or two ago. My guy, Alejandro Kirk, last 15 days, 375 batting average. Now, effectively, all of them are singles. Like the guy.
He had one double yesterday.
Yeah, it's true. He did have one double, right?
That was huge.
But, you know, like you said, or to your point, you're getting contributions from players that, you know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess, you know, you just couldn't rely on. You get to that middle part of the order. Not like the top of the order was doing a whole lot either, but you get to that middle part and you're looking at, you know, Jimenez in there with Kirk, who's struggling. And, yeah, you know, you're right. Like, you got, like, some of the, like, Rodin in there when he was up with
he
the
was
team,
struggling,
right? You know,
so Wagner.
Exactly, right? Yeah. But now, you know, all of a sudden, it feels like just, you know, maybe it's May. Maybe it's the fact that we're in May, but it's like somebody flipped a switch. And now all of these guys are doing, you know, what we expected them to do, and then actually more.
Yeah, I mean, look at the last 7 days. Ernie stepped the hell up. He batted 417 this week. Barger 444. Vladdy 348. Vladdy's actually stepping up a little bit. No home runs, one double, and kind of like pulling a Kirk right now, but still contributing. And then you got Kirk, of course, 421. Like, look at this stuff. Like, everybody is doing great. But again, maybe I'm just so cynical right now. I got that cynical vibe. It's like, yes, this is awesome. Obviously, they're not going to do this all season long, but it's something to build off of, and can we carry that momentum? Let's actually start right now with Addison Barger, because I mean that's the man of the hour, and I think before we break into all this stuff, I think we got to announce the J of the week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep, there you go.
Shit.
Whoa.
Surprise. It's our guy, Blue Jays Today guy, Addison Barger. Dude, what an absolute clinic this guy had on the weekend. I mean, Addison Barger, everything we were talking about it like a week, 2 weeks ago, all of his sabermetrics looked like they were going to translate into hits, into home runs, into extra base power. Everything looked good, and yet the guy was batting 200 or below 200.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, we were just saying, keep playing him, keep going. He's going to eventually break out. And that is exactly what happened on this weekend. Flashing over
look
to
at
the baseball
this.
savant. Like, this is red, baby.
Yeah, this is red. Obviously, he's not qualified because he's not getting the opportunities. But, credit to John Schneider for sticking out with him and just continuing to put this guy in the lineup. And then now you're finally starting to see the results. The expected batting average is 300 right now after a very good weekend. His batting average has risen to 241, but 300 batting average, a slug of 473. That's about 70 points higher than his current slugging percentage. Everything is red. Everything is good. The walks aren't so good, but the whips aren't so good. The Ks aren't bad. This guy's putting the barrel on the ball, and obviously we know the strong arms there. But if you keep playing this guy, and we've said this all season long, we need somebody from the farm system to break out. Could this be the beginning of the breakout? The stats say yes. Yeah. The results also say yes.
100%, dude. I mean, for me, this is somebody that I can actually get behind and I can fully believe in. He's, this isn't like, and no disrespect to Davis Schneider, but when Davis Schneider, was having his little breakout or whatnot, there was always that growing fear of, well, where the hell is this coming from?
Right.
Nobody saw this coming. Addison Barger playing good baseball and hitting for power and hitting the baseball hard. This is something that he's done for a long period of time in the Toronto Blue Jays minor league system. That is why I think he was the 5th ranked overall prospect in the Blue Jays system, right? This is somebody that has pedigree that everybody was kind of getting behind and believing in up until this point. And now you're starting to see the results. This right here, I think, is honestly like the most indicative statistic as to why he is going to be a good baseball player. Average exit velocity. Now, it did drop 0.5 miles per hour after yesterday's game, if you can believe it or not, even though he hit a home run. So now he's 3rd in all of baseball. No. But his average exit velocity is right up there with Shohei Ohtani, O'Neal Cruz, Aaron Judge, and Rafael Devers.
Those are raw monsters right there. Exactly. Think about the size of Ohtani, Cruz, and Judge, and Devers is just an animal. But those are monsters. And then you have Addison Barger, who I guess is a monster in his own right with his muscles, but he's right there. And just like we looked at that Baseball Savant page, you can see it right here. A guy who hits the ball this hard, and that's why everyone's so hyped about O'Neal Cruz, eventually breaking out. A guy who hits the ball this hard should be able to break out and find himself in the big leagues. And also, I got to give credit to Addison Barger for this right here. This guy, we mentioned off the top, no Santander. John Schneider throws this guy in the 3 spot yesterday. Just throws him up there, and he delivers 2 for 4 with a home run. And he's been delivering all weekend. He was in the 4 spot too. This guy, shout out to Addison Barger for actually getting it done. So respect.
Yeah, and I'm just looking right now because the only guy out of those 5 players that I'm not familiar statistically speaking with is O'Neal Cruz. He is having a great season right now. He's got an OPS of 830. We know Devers is doing good. We know Aaron Judge is on the fucking moon right now. Same with Shohei Ohtani. Everyone's actual slash line looks phenomenal. And that's why when you see Addison Barger slash line, you go, okay, well, what's going on, right? The numbers are going to come. Yeah. Because when you're hitting the ball that hard, eventually they're going to find holes or somebody's going to make a mistake out there, in the infield or what have you. They are going to find the grass, and he is going to get the results.
Absolutely. Daniela here is saying Addison needs to play every single day.
Oh,
and
God,
I think Jimenez's injury is a blessing in disguise because now you have the opportunity to play him every single day because now you have Ernie. He can go over to second. Barger can go over to third, but when Jimenez comes back, then you got a little bit of a good problem because Ernie's playing so good right now too. I don't want to take anything away from him, but whenever Jimenez does come back, which would be in, I want to say 11 days, is because he's retroactive May 8th. I mean, then you'll have a problem there. You got to cross that bridge when you get there. But yeah, if Jimenez does come back and Barger's still playing this hot, you got to find a way to put him in every single time.
Listen, man, I think that you got to do it regardless because like we've been saying, you got to have that wave of the prospects, right? Remember when Ross Atkins was talking about the waves? Where are the fucking waves?
There's no waves, bro. Well,
Addison Barger could be his own little miniature, tidal wave in his own right. Seriously, though.
I know, it's just funny that, I just keep going.
If he's actually good at baseball, that is huge for the Toronto Blue Jays. And listen to this, okay? I forget which one it was. It was either Dan or it was Buck. But on the broadcast yesterday, and they obviously gas up the Toronto Blue Jays and everything like that, whatever. But this just came out of left field for me. I believe it was Buck, and he was like, yeah, like he's got all the makings right there. Like the Toronto Blue Jays, they may have found their long-term solution at third base. And I was like, oh shit. Like if this guy actually puts up a solid season, then yes, like that could be.
Look at his arm strength.
Yeah.
This guy could play. I mean, I don't know if you've seen him throw across from the infield. Like there was one throw, I don't know if it was this weekend or earlier this week, where it literally looked like he was going to kill Vladdy.
I remember that, yeah.
Right.
It was a full-on laser beam.
Yeah, literally. I was like, dude, I'm shocked that ball didn't go through his goddamn glove.
I think it was like 96 or 97 miles an hour. Or something. It was a ridiculously fast ball.
But the defense works for Ross Atkins' scheme, and like either he plays in right field or third base, wherever he can find a home, he needs to be in the lineup every single day, because I think we're starting to, and he's not even hitting his potential yet. His expected batting average, like we looked at, is 300. So he's got more potential.
So honestly, like just keep doing what you're doing, Addison Barger, and also as well, like, and this is kind of a side thing too, but I just love the brand. I was on the radio on the weekend and I was talking about Addison Barger, and I was telling the guys, Fan 590, shout out to them. I was saying, I just love the brand of baseball that Barger plays. Because the brand of like
my mom does too.
Oh, I mean, she should look. Everyone should love the brand of baseball that Addison Barger plays, because like the way that he plays the game is just harder and faster, and with more. And like when I watch Addison Barger, baseball is not boring.
It's
like
exciting.
For all exactly like to all those people that are like, oh, baseball's a boring sport. Well, when the players give you 70% of their effort. Okay, I can understand that argument, because, I mean, they're not even giving full effort. Addison Barger's giving you 150% all of the time. It's exciting to watch him. I love what I'm seeing, dude. And like we keep saying, the sabermetrics are indicative of what is about to come.
You know what's funny is on that line drive homer he hit yesterday, dude was halfway to second by the time that ball fell over the wall. When we flashed over to him running the bases, he was gunning. Yeah, it was a line drive, so you never know where it could go. But still, that's
I love
a great example of the effort. And it's funny too. This quote came out, and we got to give a big shout out to Mitch Bannon right here. Well, we met him down at Baseball Town. Also, shout out to Baseball Town. Nick's gonna be there for sure Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna be there, but if you're going, get your tickets. It's an awesome time, guys. But Mitch Bannon, met him at Baseball Town. Great guy. He came out with an article. He's working for The Athletic now, about Addison Barger and like some of the great things that we've kind of saw this weekend. And he said, this is the headline here, I guess the sub-headline: Barger is chilling his way to success. And you think, what the hell does that mean? Because what you're just saying, it's like he's going 150%, 200%. Doesn't look like a guy that's chilling, but it's about a mindset that's changed for Addison Barger and why he's breaking out right now. He said, in quote, Barger, try to convince yourself that you don't care too much. Because when we saw Barger come up earlier and he was struggling, you didn't see a guy that, you saw a guy that was like forcing things, chasing a little bit, maybe trying a little bit too much. Now he's letting his natural raw abilities, clearly got it, take over right now. Yeah,
it's always finding that happy medium of, because obviously everybody has to care. You have to care, but there's got to be that fine line of like, okay, I care, I'm locked in, I'm ready to go, I'm giving my best effort, but I am not so like I'm not caring so much that I'm in my head and I'm overanalyzing. We've all been there before. It's not a great place to be. I've been there on the golf course rather recently. But when you just allow yourself to play your game like he's doing right now, the results are coming. The guy, like, I don't want to say he single-handedly won us this series, because there was lots of contributions, but he was certainly a spark plug, and I'm hoping that he can continue to be that spark plug moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the Jays in general right now. Like, yeah, so Barger's great. Ernie, had a great series. Kirk's been great. George Springer, shout out to him again. He's been awesome. We don't give George Springer enough credit for what the hell he's doing right now. Like, this guy's turning back the clock.
No, 100%, dude. Like, Unk is definitely he's got it. He's got it. He's still got it. For me, it's such a weird place to be right now as a Toronto Blue Jays fan. I believe it was Baseball Jen tweet this out, saying it's like after the win or after the series sweep, she's like, 40 games in, I have no idea what to make of this Toronto Blue Jays squad right now. Because a week ago we were looking at that offense and it made me want to fucking puke.
I know.
Right? Like,
I know.
And again, there are still lots of areas where this team needs to improve. But seeing them put up 6 runs in back-to-back days and then 9 runs, over 20 runs in a series against the Mariners, like, that is definitely something special. I'm just hoping that this is going to be something that they can build off of and not just flash in the pan.
Well, that's what I take away from this, guys, is like, Yeah, obviously the Blue Jays aren't a team that throws up 6, 6, and 9 every single game. Like they're not that team. They got great offense. They got very good timely hitting, and the results showed. Also paired with some great pitching, right? We only gave up 7 runs this series, which is awesome to see. But this Toronto Blue Jays team, you're seeing flashes of what could be. I like to think back when the Blue Jays were really good in 2015. They were a 500 ball team up until the trade deadline, essentially 50 and 51 before they made the Tulowitzki trade. But they showed flashes of how good the team could be. However, they did have one of the best offenses in baseball paired with the bad pitching. But they showed flashes, and it was exciting, but also frustrating. So the potential's within them if they can get the right timely hitting.
Yeah, I think that honestly a big takeaway for me as well from this past series, and let me ask the chat, let me ask you, how many times did this happen last year? Where they had a whole series, where they put up that amount, they swept a good team. It never happened.
It never happened.
Right? So they have the potential this year. I'm not saying that this is going to be the team they are forever, but I can promise you that never would have happened in 2024.
No.
What we just watched.
No, I think pretty much at May, the team looked like they just gave up.
100%.
And there was nothing exciting. I mean, I'll even throw it back to earlier in this year, like a month ago, back in early April. We were talking about this team and saying, hey, this team looks more exciting because they did have the lineup come up and do great things, and they did have it paired with the great pitching, right? They have the chance to do it. So, Blue Jays.
100%, dude. Everything is looking good right now. I mean, it's hard to complain about things after a weekend series sweep against a very good ball team. That has them right now at 20-20, right in the middle of the American League East. If you can believe it or not, we're just 3 games back from the New York Yankees. Boston Red Sox are right there, too. So we are within spitting distance. Baltimore, they are kind of out of the race, but, I mean, I guess slowly clawing their way in.
I still look at the negative 65 run differential, and I'm like, damn, the Orioles pitching is bad.
They may just be cooked.
And Sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, and here's the thing I really need to see. I'm looking at the 2020, but I really do need to see that run differential get a lot better because, again, even though we're 3 games back from the Yankees, they're almost over 100 more runs scored differential than us, right? If you do the math. So it's 97 literally. So the Blue Jays, I would like to see us get back to that even of run differential.
To get back to even, they got to win more ball games.
And they got to win ball games by big numbers too.
Seriously, yeah. Speaking of the pitching, because you brought up the Baltimore pitching, I wanted to do a quick segment right here. Shout out to our guy Mason Fluharty. This guy has been on fucking crack, dude. Seriously, nobody would have expected this coming from Mason Fluharty. When he came up, we were thinking to ourselves, actually, you know who would have expected it? Scott. From the Walk-Off Podcast. Scott from the Walk-Off Podcast. He did call that Mason Fluharty was a guy. He was right. Mason Fluharty has a 1.76 whip, and he has only given up 1 earned run since April 4th. So over a month of time, this guy has given up 1 earned run. His whip of 0.587, that is the lowest on the Toronto Blue Jays' entire pitching staff. That's starters, that's relievers, that's Jeff Hoffman, that's Jimmy Garcia. Jimmy Garcia, who hadn't even given up a run for majority of the time. Lowest whip on the team by a pretty wide margin. And looking at Mason Fluharty's stuff, this is actually wild, dude. Pitching run value, 88th percentile. Breaking run value, 80th. Everything is through the roof. And what blows me away is that this is somebody that only throws 2 pitches.
That's all you need sometimes as a big league bullpen guy. You don't need to overthink it, man.
He throws a really good cutter and a really good sweeper.
A cutting fastball goes one way. He's a lefty, so it would go that way. And then a sweeper goes the other way. That's all you need.
100% right now, dude. And then, again, expected numbers, phenomenal. Expected batting average against, this is very low. I rarely see, Baseball Savant could give the expected number this low. 178 batting average against is what they are expecting from him right now, which is right around where he is. Just a phenomenal job by Mason Fluharty. We were worried about the lefties coming in. This guy has effectively dealt with all of that.
Well, now we have 2 great lefties.
Seriously.
Because, you got to give some love to Brandon Little as well. Brandon Little has been, also phenomenal. Don't want to take anything away from Fluharty right here, but you can see, Brandon Little, he's got a WAR of 0.4 and an ERA of 2. That's really low. The K per 9's really nice. So you got Brandon Little, Fluharty, even Rodriguez in the recent games has been turning it around. So got got to give a shout out for Rodriguez, still battling, trying to figure out where he is. But you have that. Chad Green still trying to find his place. Hasn't been awful, even though he's got a negative WAR. But you're pairing that up with a good bullpen. So right there, the depth is there. Hopefully getting Nick Stanley back. And the bullpen, the bullpen of this entire team, like the last thing I'm worried about is kind of the bullpen right now because of the great performances from Fluharty.
Yeah, I would argue I'm maybe even more concerned about the starters than the bullpen at this point, just because we still only have 4.
Also, look at this here. I like this a lot by Fangraphs, one of my favorite websites. I always say it. But in the last 14 days, ranking of the relief pitchers, it's been Brandon Little 9, Fluharty 10, and Rodriguez 21 in all of baseball.
Yariel Rodriguez has been quietly cooking in the limited times that he has come out. So credit to that pen dude. Obviously it needed a lot of work from last year.
Yeah.
The work was put in. You're seeing some of those breakouts that we talked about. Mason Fluharty being a big one right now. I mean, again, we're 20-20. But I'm just seeing this is what happens when we sweep. I am seeing all the positives now.
Yeah. And now are we taking back everything we said about John Schneider and Ross Atkins? Because
they bought a fuckload more time.
They bought a fuckload more time. I literally had clips queued up this weekend, and I posted one because we have to do it for Betway segments. But the next one, I'm like I can't even post this because this is about how the run prevention strategy isn't working. But technically it's still not working over the full sample size. But it's kind of hard to post it after they get a 3 game.
Hell no, dude. We're in victory land right now, man. The momentum. Listen, momentum's a real thing, and there is momentum right now with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. So John Schneider, you're forgiven until we start losing again. It's essentially where we're at.
Pretty much.
That's how fans work.
Yeah.
100%.
But you guys let us know in the comments down below. What do you think about everything that we've seen so far? Let's give a quick shout out to one of the sponsors of this video. Speaking of them, Amsterdam Brewhouse.
Amsterdam Brewhouse, guys. It's a short 5-minute walk from the Rogers Center. We're the best Blue Jay fans. Us, you guys, they all. We have pre-game beers and post-game beers, all of them. They've got damn good craft beer locally brewed in Toronto and in the on-site brewery. So check out the latest from Brewmasters at Amsterdam with their always rotating brew adventures. Amsterdam Brewhouse, 245 Queens Quay West. We should be coming out with announcements soon. We got a meeting this week with them. We should be announcing something soon so we can get out there and watch some Blue Jays baseball with you guys down there at the Brewhouse.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
All right, guys. So let's bring up a new segment right here. So let's talk about the next series, the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going over there. Well, no, they're coming over here. We're not going over there just yet. That's later this month. They're coming back to Toronto. We're going back to Toronto, and we're going to be taking on these Rays. Now, looking over at the standings, the Rays, again, they have, if you just look at run differential, been kind of around where we're at. Even though we are 2 games ahead of them, they're kind of our equals right now, which is unfortunate to say. They've been playing some pesky baseball. They're not completely out of it themselves. But we got to go and take care of business there at the Rogers Center. First game, you've got La Maquina. Now, they don't have it decided right now, but if you go to Fangraphs, that's another reason why I love Fangraphs, is they'll tell you who's projected. Shane Baz is projected to face the Blue Jays. 4.93 ERA in 7 games, 38 and 1/3 innings pitched against La Maquina. So, kind of similar pitchers. We're going back home. What are you feeling?
What's the Tampa Bay Rays offense been looking like recently?
Let's take a look. Recently, not too sure, but in the entire season, you've got them. This is Toronto Blue. No, this is the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 23rd in runs scored, ERA 19th. They're kind of like us, actually. Their bullpen's good. They're actually scarily just like us. They brought up a rookie that's been pretty fast. They're trying out all the new rookies. What are you feeling in this one right now?
I think that momentum is with the Toronto Blue Jays, and I'm certainly, look, I'm definitely not going to predict that we lose this series by any stretch of the imagination. Granted, we've had absolutely no idea, what is going on with this team. I thought that we were going to destroy LA and then, lose to Seattle. That was the complete opposite.
Baseball's fun, isn't it?
Baseball is
no idea
is a little frigged up sometimes. Speaking of their offense recently, 30th in baseball in the last 15 days in terms of OPS. So that offense is quiet for the Tampa Bay Rays. Give me the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 1 tomorrow. La Maquina on the bump back in Toronto after sweeping the Seattle Mariners. 5-game win streak incoming.
Yeah, the top boys in the lineup look like they do a lot of damage. Or top boys in terms of the names here. Caminero, Caballero, Diaz. They do a lot of damage against La Maquina in pretty good sample sizes. But I'm going to ignore that because, again, like we said, baseball be weird. And La Maquina is also gonna get the W here today. And yeah, 5-game win streak, that would bring me all the way the hell back and bring the Blue Jays back over 500. So that'd be phenomenal.
Speaking of offenses in the last 15 days, by the way, obviously we're cherry picking this stat because this has been probably the best stretch that the Blue Jays have been on. But a 275 batting average in terms of the entire team and a 767 OPS, which ranks them 8th in all of baseball. That's the last 15 days. That is a good enough offense to play with at the MLB level.
All I care about is getting if we got a top 10 offense, dude, like
You're
we're
laughing.
actually going to the playoffs.
100%.
You know, with this pitching staff, if I trust that they're gonna figure it out. Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, if they had these offensive numbers all season long, which they won't because a 275 team-wide batting average is phenomenal. The OPS is attainable, but probably not for this team. If they had these numbers all season long, though, we're fucking laughing, dude. We're a juggernaut, honestly.
Watch out AL East title. We're coming for you. Next game you got on Wednesday, May 14th, is going to be Chris Bassett going up against, who is this? Another TBD. In their projected rotation, you've got Mr. Ryan Pepio. Pepio? I never know how to pronounce his name. Pepio. I'm going to call him Pepio. He right now is obviously the best Ray pitcher. He's got a 3.86 ERA. He's there's no win-loss record. The WAR is kind of low, just a 0.1. But going up against Mr. Chris Bassett, are we going to win 2 in a row here?
I mean, that would be what, the 6th game in a row for the Toronto Blue Jays. Damn, dude. I mean, I just have a hard time betting against them right now after doing what they did in Seattle.
Just crazy how things change. Because I was betting against the Blue Jays so hard.
Yeah, of course, right? But this just goes to show that like past performance isn't always indicative of what is about to come.
Yeah.
Granted, though, in the last 15 days, Tampa Bay Rays offense, like this is, if their offense was playing a bit better, then I think I would give them this win.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they are last in all of baseball and we are 8th in all of baseball, along with the fact that Chris Bassett's on the bump, who has been having a pretty good, solid renaissance season, like we're at home. I like the Jays here as well.
Yeah, me too. Make it a what? 6-game win streak?
That would be 6-game win streak. That would be 22-20. That'd be a great spot to be.
Well, can we sweep and get a 7-game win streak? That's how you get all the way back in the season. You got to have a nice 7-game win streak, score a touchdown. Gosman's going to be up in game 3 up against, let's find out. It'll be Zach Little, essentially. 4.40 ERA, 47 innings pitched,
so
0 WAR.
Yeah, look, on paper, this is Jays, but I am not a complete and utter madman. I think you got to drop one eventually. Like, I'll say that we lose this one. This is more of a I'm trying to be realistic than anything else. Because it feels ridiculous to be projecting the Jays going a 7-game win streak. Like
we're back home in Toronto.
Yeah, look, the arrow is pointing upward, right? The arrow is definitely pointing upward. I think it's going in our direction, but again, it still would be going in our direction. Having won 2 and lost 1, you finish this series 22-21. I'd be feeling great about it. Granted, a sweep would obviously be fucking awesome.
I'm saying sweep, ladies and gentlemen. Big 7-game win streak for the Toronto Blue Jays. 23-20. We're going to be all the way the hell back. That's how you do it. That's how you turn around your entire season.
Well, I'll tell you what. If the offense plays, 2/3 of how they played this past weekend, yes, we have a great opportunity to get a sweep. It really just all depends on how they are swinging the bats. And like we brought up earlier, it's not just George Springer, it's not just Vladdy, but it's how is Addison Barger swinging it when he gets back to Toronto? How is Ernie Clement swinging it when we get back to Toronto? How is Alejandro? Is Alejandro Kirk okay? Right, because there was a little bit of an injury concern there.
He should be okay. I think he should be okay. That's at least what Mitch Bannon says. And also Santander's going to be back in lineup. And yeah, Santander isn't doing that good right now, but throwing him back in his spot and lengthening everybody else out, like that's huge.
If Santander, there's going to be a month of time where Santander is going to be up there as one of the best players in baseball. I'm convinced of it. hopefully that's going to come sooner rather than later. And if you have one or two other guys cooking when it happens, that's how you immediately have a top 5 offense for the month of June or whatever, whenever that's going to happen.
And with this team right here, you have a top 5 offense. That's a monster month.
Totally.
You're going to have a monster month, and man, wouldn't that just be good to be back in a playoff race? Actually, speaking of which, that just remind me of the segment we got to do right here. Let's give a quick shout out here, everybody, to the sponsor of this Blue Jays Today show.
Hey guys, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below or click the link in the description to join the action. Available in Ontario only, must be 19 years older to participate, and guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content.
Shout out to Betway everybody for being absolutely phenomenal. If you are really bought in right now, if you saw that weekend series and you are feeling yourself right now, then you could 10 times your money if you think the Toronto Blue Jays are going to win the American League East, and they actually do it. Hey, 3 games out. 3 games out.
That's it. Right? Anything could happen.
Why not
folks?
Toronto? Why not Toronto?
If you think they're gonna sweep, then they got a chance to get right there with the Yankees. That's right. I was looking up the odds today, too. I'm not showing it on the screen right now. I was looking up the odds today, too. And to win the AL East, the Toronto Blue Jays have a 9.4% chance. So if you believe in that, then you actually got a slightly good odds here.
Well, then it's effectively what the odds are indicating, right? It's like if they do it 1 in 10 times, you'll make exactly the amount of money that you expect. But if you're thinking it's been more than 10%, then absolutely smash them. If I'm being completely honest with you, I do still think that this is either one of the Yankees or Boston's division to lose. I'd be very happy finishing 3rd just with a wild card record.
Right. I agree too. And what is it right here to make wild card? I mean, they have us right now to make playoffs 35.2%. So there you go. That's actually, it went up a little bit after this weekend.
I mean, that doesn't. Maybe that's
that feels about right.
Look, I'm gassed up, so I'm thinking it's a bit low. But I mean, it's probably not that low, actually, all things considered. Either way, folks, shout out to Betway, guys, for being absolutely phenomenal. You want to hop on there for all of your betting needs when it comes to the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's get to the final segment of this Blue Jays Today show, folks. It is time to spin that wheel. The spinning fortune, baseball, colorful, future determining, stat analyzing, and it's a wheel that we spin every week. It is, in fact, a wheel that we spin every single week. Also, Eric Shepard just brought this up. I haven't even looked at the wild card standings yet, but apparently we're 1 game back. Which kind of has me feeling a little fucking bricked up on a Monday afternoon.
May 12th, baby. The Jays are
May 12th. Let's go. We're 1 game back.
That's right.
No, seriously though, like last year at this time, we were like pretty much done. Like the season was almost over.
And again, I'll rephrase this. I said leaving. I even said, I think, leaving the first week of May, too, because we had a tough schedule there. If we can be at 500, which, hello, here we are, we're happy. Very happy.
Yeah, very happy right now, guys. We are at the portion where we spin the wheel. I think it's your week.
It is my week.
What happened last week, though?
Last week, we got 2 categories nulled because Jimenez was in both of them, and he had 7 plate appearances, so and he got injured. So, but the one that did go was for in my direction. Vladdy beat Bo in OPS. They both had good OPSs, but Vladdy just putting up the base hits, hit like low 800, and Bo's a high 700. So good effort, but it is my week. So let's see if we can get back.
All right, let's do it, everybody. First spin, here we go.
You guys let us know in the chat too what you would pick, or I guess who you'd pick for each.
Still have not hit a bonus player yet this year. OPS again. Jesus Christ, it's like a weekly staple.
I know. Yeah, literally, I didn't have to change anything. OPS, my goodness, there is a lot.
Hey, there's actually
a lot of options.
A couple options at this point, man. There's a decent chunk of options here.
Let's go 15 days here to get a good Lucas. I can't pick Nathan Lucas. There's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. There's Alejandro Kirk. There's Bo Bichette. I feel good with letting you go first in this one.
All right.
There's lots of good options.
I'll take my guy Addison Barger.
All right. Okay.
I believe in the look, and when I saw the graphics and when I was looking and I saw that he was up there in the average exit velocity with all those boys, the numbers are gonna come. It's so clear. The numbers are going to come. This is the week he's gonna go crazy.
Okay. I'll take the nice safe floor of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I literally picked him last week too, so I'm just there you go.
There you go
It's all
again.
there. Okay.
All right, second category, everybody. That's right. Yeah, yes, Danielle Addison. Hell yeah.
George Springer. See,
Honestly,
I still can't get around to picking him.
George Springer definitely could be a good shout, but we haven't done it yet.
Stolen base, dude. I feel like this
Well,
wheel
here's the
keeps
thing.
doing
Now we can't pick Jimenez.
I know.
So now it's you go ahead and do.
So I'm gonna pick George Springer.
You gotta pick George Springer, and I gotta look at who the frick steals. But the only other guy I can think of is Miles Strong. Oh God, it better not be.
Let's take a look. Last 15 days, you got Bo Bichette has 2 stolen bases. Do you trust those legs? Though?
I don't.
Clement,
That's the thing.
Varsho. Let's look at the year to date.
Yeah,
then.
I'd like to see the full.
Bichette is second with 4.
Wow. Really, eh?
How does he do that?
Yeah,
it's not always about speed sometimes, but
no, I know it's about the jump. It's just more like that feels weird to me because I feel like I never see him actually do that. But I guess
what? I've never seen this guy steal.
maybe they're giving him the green light a bit more. So, I mean, look, I can't argue with the stats. I suppose I'll have to pick Bo Bichette here. I do not feel good about that at all. But this is one of those ones that could very easily just be 0 and nothing happens, right?
Absolutely, or 1. They both get 1 easily. All right, last category here, everybody. Let's see what we get here. Let's get a nice, fun one. And worst J.
Worst J. Okay, that is a pretty fun one.
I do like worst J.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? We had the exact same categories last week.
Really?
The exact same category.
Wow.
I think this wheel might be lopsided. It's a little old, maybe. I don't know. Worst J. There's so many good ones. What about the pitching? Offense is popping off.
That's the thing. Lots of good offensive players right now.
Yeah, like honestly, like I don't actually see people who don't get playing time aren't going to be doing that.
You got to pick somebody that's going to get the playing time.
I could pick Santander, but I just don't play. You know, one or 2 home runs and I lose that week. Looking at the pitching.
How many stolen bases does Straw have? I think he's only got 2 on the season. Let me take a look for you. Yeah, he's got 2 stolen bases on the season right now. We're not a big base stealing team, guys. Like really, it's Andres Jimenez and then kind of George Springer, and that is it.
Who's the worst J, guys? That's a tough one. Oh, they're not good right now. I'm looking at just ERAs right now. Like I'm looking at starting pitchers. Like Bowden's gotten beaten up, but like it just feels weird picking like all of our starting pitchers kind of feel like the same pitcher to me. Like they'll have a great start and then a bad start, and
yeah,
I really don't know. God, I'm struggling with this one.
Just shoot a shot, man.
I think I'm gonna go. Let me go my hits here. Let's do. Alan Rone's gone. Let's do. I'm gonna shoot a shot over here. Oh no, I can't pick you. You're not gonna get any playing time. Okay, sorry team. Anyone give me a recommendation? Santander. You know what? Maybe I will do that. Urania. He's not. I don't know. That feels weird. Can you even pick? Can we pick Urania?
I don't know, cause like.
He's an opener. That doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like he's not like a starter. It's like hard to quantify. You know what? I hate that I'm actually gonna do it. He's gonna be back. I'm gonna shoot a shot and pick Santander because I think he'll get the playing time.
That's fair, man.
Wow.
I don't hate that. Right?
Because like I'm looking at the rest of the offense and I'm like, who's gonna get playing time that's being bad right now? I don't know.
In that case, I think I am gonna have to ride with the same guy I had last week, even though he had a really good week. We're gonna have to go with Ernie Clement, and not that I'm hoping for him to struggle, but you know,
no, he has a tendency to struggle.
That's the thing. On the season, the guy has been been pretty ass.
Yeah.
Last week was really good, but he's been pretty bad other than that. So that is the wheel, everybody. You guys let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win this week, as well as your thoughts on this team as a whole? The upcoming series against Tampa Bay. We're going to be live for the game tomorrow night, everybody, and then we'll see when our next live stream is going to be. We're kind of a weird schedule will be coming out this weekend because the boys are going to be away. But please hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, let us know your thoughts in comments down below, and as always,
Go Jays, go!